Okay, so welcome to our 22nd guest of the Featured Business. So this is for the new people, that's the first time. So this is a weekly show. It's every Friday between 2 and 3 o'clock Central European time. And every week we have a kind of an open chat with a guest speaker. So the guest, there's no kind of qualification in the way of business type. We want the more diverse, the better. So we've had dream decipherers, we've had people talking about the future, we've had singers, and we've actually had people singing on the show as well. So we've had a whole bunch of different people. So the more diverse, the better, because it gets boring if everyone's the same or the same industry type, so or business type. So you're all welcome. So if you want to do this also, you just let me know, or Johanna, or even Ida also, anyone that represents 𝗙𝗏𝗏 or myself, just let us know if you want to be a featured guest, and then we'll work out a Friday that's available, and then you can be the next guest. So a few of you on here have already been guests, so that's great. And so we welcome new people all the time. This, as I said, is a 1 hour, so it's very much a focus on the guest speaker to learn about them. It's about creating visibility and awareness about them and their business. But rather than just about the business, we want to know the person behind the business. So it's an opportunity to learn about Christina, who she is, where she's from, and stuff like that. And then we go into more about her business, where she is in her business, kind of the challenges and stuff, who she serves, what she needs from a community like 𝗙𝗏𝗏. And the reason why we focus on 𝗙𝗏𝗏 as well is because we are a community of people that want to help one another. And it is all about supporting one another as well on our journeys, because we aren't the experts at everything, but collectively, there should be enough knowledge here that we can help one another out, which doesn't necessarily also have to be paid for. So these events, that if you want to be a featured business, the idea is that you should also upgrade to a venture profile as well. It's free to have a regular one, but if you want a venture one, then it's the nominal $99 or whatever it is a year. So it depends on what type of profile you have, of course. So with that said, I'm going to go over to our guest. So for the first kind of 20, 30 minutes, it's all about Christina, so me asking her questions and stuff. So if you can be on mute, that would be good. And then after that, Christina can ask you questions, or you can ask her questions. We open it up to the audience, so we want to make it interactive. The whole essence of doing this is to make it interactive. There's no point learning everything about her, and she knows nothing about you, what type of business you're in. Would you even need her help or anything, how you could help her and so on, unless we communicate with each other. So that's the idea. So without further ado, Christina is on the spotlight. And if you can, before we go into any of your business, just give us a bit of background about you, a bit more on the kind of the personal side, where you live, have you got siblings or anything, your kind of status and whatever. So Christina.
So, hi everyone, it's great to meet you. And I think it was my turn, which lasted yet to say where I'm located. So I'm in Bucharest, Romania. I'm Romanian as origin. I lived in a couple of countries since 2018, when I came back to Romania and restarted my entrepreneurial journey. So to say a bit more about myself, I'm in general very concise, so I will not speak too much. I've started in Romania to work as a journalist in 2006. Then I moved to Belgium, where I worked in the European institutions. I initially started there actually with an internship, a stage in the European Parliament. Then I had a contract in the Commission. I stayed there for 5 years in total. I also worked as a freelancer in my last year. I co-authored a small booklet, I would call it, in the European Union branding. I actually have it, I have it somewhere here, but I don't see it. Anyhow, I can send you the link to it. You will find it on SlideShare. Yes, and then I moved to Germany, to Berlin. I worked in a communication and PR agency because that was my profile, and actually I wanted to be out of the European institutions, yes, so I could work on the creative part of the communication strategies for the European brand. Yes, and then I worked in Germany in this PR agency, and then I had a small break, an active, let's say, professional break. But in that break, I went to India. I did a yoga teacher training and naturopathy training. And I thought, why not to combine, you know, these traditions with the communication part. And I wanted to create workshops for people, for busy professionals, to include, yeah, this work balance style and technique into their daily life. And I did this, yeah, for almost a year. I wanted to set up a business at that point as well. I was back to Romania, and I applied for multiple, let's say, entrepreneurial projects, but somehow I had the feeling it wasn't the moment at that point yet to launch such a business, because it included a location as well. And then I went back here to work in offices, in this corporate settings. I worked in Poland as well, in another European agency. It was a European agency there. I worked in Malaysia as well. I was in an education project there, teaching English and also managing a center. And then, yes, when I came back to Europe, I went to Poland, and then this was in 2017. And then I said, entrepreneurial journey is for me. I need to be on my own. I need to be, my own boss. How to say this? And I went to Germany to do a program in a co-working, co-living space. And this was quite outside Berlin. Ida, if you live there, you might have heard about it. It's called Coconut. It sounds very funny. Eh? It's not coconut from the trees, but it's a co-working, co-living in nature. And they have this place, this location where many entrepreneurs from Berlin go there to work, because it's just outside the city and it's convenient for them. And this is also one of my projects. Let's say, if you're on AntNest, you are going to see on my profile that actually I'm looking for an associate to launch such a project as well, because I'm very fond of this type of, it's also like an ant nest. I would say it's a nest for entrepreneurs, where they could go and work and also have these personal development programs, professional development programs, and so on, but to be in nature, in a more, let's say, green setting. And in the meantime, when I was in Germany, I started to work with a coach from Romania to help her with her online personal brand and with her communication. Yes, and then I decided to come to Romania, to move back to Romania. And this was in 2018 in March. And I moved to a great city. If you, maybe you have visited Romania, maybe you haven't, but that city is Sibiu, and it's great. In German, it's also called Hermannstadt. It's one of the medieval cities, with quite a majority of, let's say, German speakers there. Yes, and then, yes, I stayed in Romania up until the present, and I'm working in communication. Meanwhile, I also worked in a communication agency last year in PR, yes, in general PR. But as of this year onwards, I restarted to be independent. And just recently, I launched a company as well, because I was a freelancer, before now. And now I launched a company as well. I'm going to have a website very soon. I said I can't share it with you right now, but I can share it actually just with the link, because the domain is bought, of course. It's called Balanced Communicator.
Hang on a minute. You're going too quick.
I told you I can cover it very quickly.
I'm still on the personal stuff. I'm still trying to figure out that bit. Right. So, I mean, you've traveled extensively. So was it part of being kind of the European Commission kind of thing that took you to all of these different countries, or?
No. So my contract here with the European institutions in Brussels, finished in 2012. And as of then, I was just independent, to go to work where I would want, of course.
Okay. So
Yeah.
when you decided kind of to take some time out and go to India, was there some event or something that happened, or a change in mind, or confusion, or something that you wanted to kind of clear your head and go somewhere different to sort something out, or how did that come about?
Actually, you can imagine, right? When we have a small break, maybe we need some reflection time. It's true. I was a bit. I could say a bit of exhaustion, and I needed a break, and I also wanted to reflect. Yes, a bit if I would go on with a typical corporate profession. And because there was something in me which was telling me it's not really corporate, even if I like communication strategies, because they included both the creativity, let's say, and the structure, the organization, like a strategy in general. But I had the feeling that it's not really an office, a classical office style for me. And that's why I wanted to have that break.
And with all the various countries, maybe we'll come along to that. You mentioned about you started yoga. So was it you were doing yoga before, or you thought when you were in India, it's kind of a place that you'd like to try something different?
I was doing, but only as a participant to a class, I would say. And then I wanted, actually, because I was always interested in these alternative medicines, in naturopathy and so on. And I saw the effects actually on the mind of yoga. Wow. As a participant, I've realized that helps you, to be focused and to be calm and to find that inner balance, that you express it, outside you. And I thought, why not to go a bit deeper into this tradition to understand what it is behind, along this, let's say, physical part, which we see in general in classes. You go there to move, in general. But I realized that it has also this power, this powerful effect on your mindset, on your mentality, on your approach in general, and also on your productivity.
So when you were there, you went to classes to learn more about yoga, and then from that you created your own.
Yes. Yeah. But actually, I was there also involved in a teaching training. Yeah.
That was the English teaching.
Yeah. So I wanted to have that certificate, so I could also understand more first of all, and then I wanted to create workshops for professionals, for busy professionals.
Okay. So how long did you spend in India?
3 months.
All right, and in different places, or?
No, it was just in a place where we had this course. So it was close to Pune.
All right, okay. So and this was an Indian yoga guru.
Ashram, well, institute, but of course they have their own ashram, like any typical, let's say, yoga center in India.
Okay, so then after that, you kind of cleared your mind and everything, and then you thought about what you wanted to do next. So where did that take you next?
So it took me back to Romania, where I wanted to. I've created these workshops. I delivered some of them, but it was always, a combination of workshops and, this information part. Mm-hmm. I've delivered actually even in Belgium. I went back to Belgium just to create a workshop, for them, for some people over there. And also, I was collaborating, on, let's say, editorial part, with the School for Dreamers. That's a very modern way of teaching in Italy. And I had few parts of these type of workshops there as well.
So you did these workshops alone?
Yeah.
Right. But then you changed again. So these were more kind of the well-being type, clear your mind workshops.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily call them like this, but more, let's say, balance, balance your lifestyle, balance your work day.
So hence, I'm just trying to get to the kind of understand the name of the business now, but we'll come on to that in a moment. So, but then you didn't necessarily want to focus on that anymore. There's a kind of another shift.
It's not anymore. No, I had it in my mind, you know, but it was just not sustainable financially, and I couldn't really go on, yeah, with it, because of course, yeah, I needed to be independent with, yeah, on this.
But you had, I mean, obviously from the corporate world, you decided that there's some entrepreneur inside you, and you wanted to kind of break away from having decisions always made necessarily for you, and to do something that you can make your own decisions, use your own imagination, creativity, and do something that was more you. So then you kind of moved into experimenting kind of with different things, and then which led now to what you're doing now. So we're just kind of moving into that now. So,
Indeed, yeah.
Pete's
Yeah, somehow now actually, yeah, I realized, yeah, and I thought, okay, I'm combining, yeah, these puzzle pieces, yeah, in the end, because if you would look, yeah, if somebody, yeah, has worked in various, yeah, countries and also industries, we could say, yeah, then of course, yeah, you create, yeah, a blend of this.
And you speak multiple languages as well. I mean, I see English, French, Italian, Romanian, Spanish.
Yeah, yeah. Italian is the least, actually. Italian I understand more. Yeah, I speak it, but it's not that I've never learned it actually. But for Romanians, it's not complicated. And for sure, yeah, some of you can relate to this, because Romanian is a Latin language.
Yeah.
And actually, it's the most complicated Latin language because it's the closest to Latin. Yeah, and being the most complicated, then the other ones are simpler, of course.
Yeah, I mean, some are related, they belong to the same family. I mean, I speak gibberish, right, most of the time.
This comes from?
It's just utter rubbish, right? But anyway, so, okay, so now moving into, yeah, I've just noticed Pete with his nice red jumper on, right? Is that the branding people are wearing red today, you see, because we're going to come on to.
Let me see the screen. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Everyone in red looks spectacular today. Yes.
Yeah. So if you're to do with branding, you have to wear red. But anyway, so Christina, so moving now into the business and what you're currently doing, because we want to learn more about that now. So, right. So tell us more about that and the name, because I wanted to get kind of the roots of the name, because I wanted to kind of understand where that came from. So to tell us the business name, and then
yes,
about the business.
No, actually, I'm going to post it, yeah, in the chat. So I think it's for everyone. Okay. Balanced Communicator. The website will be up soon. I hope on Monday. But anyhow, I will post the link in the event section, yeah, in EntNest. So probably you can understand why Balanced Communicator, yeah. We're talking about mixing these puzzle pieces. And it came out to be Balanced Communicator, yeah, because I wanted actually to create a brand which is for personal brand entrepreneurs, for those entrepreneurs who know that their personal brand is important, yeah, for their business. And I believe that, yeah, especially due to this year's events, yeah, I believe many entrepreneurs realize that, yeah, having a personal brand online, it's important.
You're saying the words that are going to be coming out of Pete's mouth as well, because he says exactly the same. So it's nice to have kind of two branding people.
Yes.
Cool. And you should, if you don't know each other already, you should definitely connect afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
You don't know each other?
With pleasure.
I guess you don't know each other? No?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you will do after this anyway. So that'd be something positive to get out of this. So carry on, Christina.
Yes, so yeah, this is designed for entrepreneurs. I'm working already as of 2018. I'm working especially with solopreneurs, I would say, yeah, whose personal brand is important. And they are coaches, they are trainers, consultants, and business mentors. And of course, yeah, in these professions, yeah, it's important, yeah, to have a personal brand online. And also to come up here with that content, of course, yeah, which builds authentic rapport with their audience. because none of them wants to be salesy or to be too aggressive, to have so much content and they overwhelm everyone. And I'm helping them with this. So first of all, to create this identity, this online identity on the platforms that they have, including the website. And second, to come up with this type of content. And of course, if some of them have their own programs as well, I also helped one coach actually with the copywriting part of her program.
Excellent.
So that's what I'm doing, and that's what my business is doing as well. You will see on the website when I will publish it that I have already a course. I'm working actually these days to launch a course, an online course, especially for entrepreneurs and solopreneurs with personal brands online. And this course will teach and also help them implement faster and with clarity, this personal brand online. And what I've realized, actually, I want to come up with it because, I mean, we can all have this information. We can read it everywhere. And it's not that we don't find it nowadays. But what I find the most difficult for solopreneurs, especially, I'm a solopreneur as well, so I have to mention it. So you learn to do everything. You're forced anyhow to learn to do everything. And the most difficult part is actually to work for yourself and to do this personal brand for yourself, because you focus on the work that you have with your clients, right? And that's why I've created this program, and I want to help them. So to be really with them 6 weeks, it will be a 6-week program, but this will be the pilot, I could say, program, because it's the first edition. And of course, I will assess if 6 weeks are enough or not, or maybe less, maybe a bit more. I will assess this with them, of course. But this program will give them not only the information, but it will give them the guidance, the brainstorming part, and the implementation, the accountability part, because these are the most, let's say, critical and sensitive and vulnerable parts of a solopreneur. And that's my focus, for the moment, let's say.
Okay, so although this is relatively new, as in the website and promoting yourself as this business, is not that you're new in the game, because you've been a public speaker, you've storyteller and a whole bunch of other things as well. So you come with a pedigree of a background, and you're just blending that in now into kind of the new business moving forward.
I can say exactly, So in a way, everything is combined and brought here, for people. Right.
So we understand kind of the name and where it originates from, also with the balance.
Well, balanced, I can also add a bit. Balanced is also like to be a balanced communicator in general. And first of all, it's your authenticity. And second of all, also to know when to come up with that content. How to produce it. And also how to say it. Because if people are in different industries and not communication, you know very well, it's not so easy, not so natural, for them to write. No matter if it's a Facebook post or if it's a, I don't mention now blog posts, because those are longer, of course.
So with any kind of business, particularly kind of leveraging on Ent-Nest as well, I mean, it's full of entrepreneurs that have a specific skill set and they're very good and expert in that field. But when it comes to other things, we all need help. So
true.
I mean, I'm good at, I mean, what I do with Visibility Impact is help people create awareness and grow their business. But I don't do the branding per se. I work with people on that, like Pete, and I don't do the content, but I work with a team of people that can provide that content. So on that entrepreneurial journey and being a business owner, there's so many different elements that you have to consider, but trying to do it all your own can get to a point that is overpowering and you're overwhelmed by it, that you kind of give up, and that's where you struggle. Yeah, you might be very good at what you're delivering, but you don't know how to deliver it, or you haven't got the tools or the know-how in which to get that message across. So it's about creating that brand awareness, that visibility, and then a growth strategy on how you're going to take that forward. So, I mean, I work with a virtual team, and one of my new members, just to digress a bit, is on this call now, Olivia. Right, you see her there. So she does a lot of the things that I can't do, and I have no desire to do, but I do need them also for my business. So that is why we kind of come together as a community, that we can also help one another. So with that now, it's kind of on the half hour. So I said it's now time for interaction. So it's also about, Christina, if you've got any questions to the audience, because for you, it'd be nice to also know who the audience are. Are they business owners? Are they entrepreneurs? Are they just here just for a bit of fun or whatever? And then also for them to ask you any questions about you and your business, and maybe about the programs and other things that you're doing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I would love to know actually if you're an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, a corporate person, and if your personal brand online is important for you.
Yeah, maybe we'll make it easy. So a show of hands, those that are kind of a solopreneur business owner.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 with me. 5.
Oh, Walter is also. Or is he asleep? All right.
Walter doesn't want to talk.
Right. Okay. And then kind of maybe, what do the other people do then? I mean, are you part of a startup, a business, or what?
James, I can speak if you, if you want.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, all come off mute now. You can.
Yeah, can you hear me well? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. So I work for a corporation in Switzerland, but yeah, I'm trying to find an idea to start a business. So I hope that I will join you as an entrepreneur in future. So my question to Christina that I could feel to ask is, are you supporting also people on LinkedIn or whatever social media to find a new job? I think this might be also a good option for you, a market, I would say.
You know, actually, I haven't supported them, let's say, directly to find jobs, because my focus was on entrepreneurs,
Okay.
and not corporate people. But yeah, I mean, I don't see a big difference and difficulty. Of course, the path is completely different.
Yeah, I think maybe your experience could bring some value to them, because you changed many you did different steps in your career. So, and people are struggling to nowadays in corporation feel the same struggle you had. Like they don't know what to do next. They want to move from engineering to management. They want to move from engineering to marketing, or from marketing to completely other things in the corporation. They don't know how to do. Probably your idea has also a market fit there. I don't want to convince you to do that, but this was what I see from a corporate guy. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Thank
from
you.
your perspective. Yeah. Thank you. You know, it's also for us, in entrepreneurship in general, we also have to consider the market needs, of course. we may want something, but if the market doesn't need this, so of course, I mean, if I see people in the corporate sector,
there are a lot that are struggling to really. I think probably 10% of the people in the corporations are not really happy, so they are always trying to find the purpose, and maybe personal branding could also help. Thank you.
It's a good suggestion. My question would be, Christina, did you do any research on what the need is in the market? It could be that, as Tiziano said, it could be more in the corporate than on the entrepreneurs itself. I mean, the money is within the corporate, so let's be honest about that.
Yeah. That's a great question as well. Yeah, thank you, Gerd. Actually, it's not that I've researched, I've worked directly, and I'm working with entrepreneurs, and they need personal brand online, personal branding in general, and they need somebody to guide them on the content part as well. So yeah, if we speak of this market, entrepreneurial market, yeah, there's a big need here as well. So for the moment, I'm focusing on this market. But of course, if I also see opportunities in the other market in corporation, corporate people, I would go there as well. Of course, I mean, I will use employ all my background, of course, to help people with their wishes in the end.
Okay.
Excellent. So just going to 𝗙𝗘𝗏, your question. Actually, a bit about me. I'm a LinkedIn guru. So since 2004. So there's people on this call that have actually been on my 5-week program. So I actually take you through that. So whether you're looking for a job, changing job, or you want to reach out and find new clients for your job, then I do a 10-step program that actually helps people do that. So it is very much linked into, like, as we're talking about, I mean, when you're an entrepreneur, you need to create a brand, you need to have content, but you also need that profile. And LinkedIn, particularly if you're B2B, you need to promote that and show people what you do, that you are that business expert, how you reach out in an elegant way and stuff like that. I'm not going to go into that now, but I mean, if you're interested, I can share more information with you and others.
Yeah, I will add you LinkedIn. Okay, and then I will.
Okay. So for Christina, also about content, you provide it across different social media channels as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the type of content would be what? Give us an example.
It really depends, on the entrepreneur. If they are more, let's say, blog style oriented, it would be more, written content. And of course, this written content will have to be transposed in their social media feed, which very often is Facebook, and LinkedIn. And of course, it depends on their audience, where it stays. Instagram as well, for some of them. Whereas some others are also good and they want to do video content as well. And then I am helping them with the script. So first of all, to come up with ideas, for videos, for this type of content, and then to come with a script. Some of them need a script and they will read it, word by word. They would even have, let's say, a prompter style, in front. Some others don't want a script, because they are good, in spontaneous production, and then they would just need some ideas and then we'll talk fluently on camera. And I'm also guiding them with this, let's say, non-verbal and confidence in front of camera and everything what you need, because we have to admit it's not everyone resonates with video content. And then some others also have podcasts and they would have audio content, and then I help them to think also, because this is actually the thing, let's say the secret in behind the content in general. Think of what people need. Think of what your clients need, their challenges, the audience challenges in general, and then you come up with content, because in the end, you have everyday talks with people, and every day you can come up with an idea, at least with one.
Excellent. Walter, you had a question.
Christina, are you a practicing Toastmaster?
It's interesting. I'm not, but I was. When I lived in Belgium, in Brussels.
Okay. It just reminded me when I saw your program, the Balanced Communicator. I think the Bible of Toastmasters is called a competent communicator.
Right. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, competent communicator.
Okay.
Yeah. They had a manual as well.
Exactly,
yeah.
So any other questions that you've got, Christina, for the audience?
Yeah. What industries are you in general? The entrepreneurs, the solopreneurs, what industries?
Well, I'm not very strictly a solopreneur.
Okay.
I run a limited company, but because it's in the very early days, I have a virtual team, but it's not on my payroll. So it's we help each other out with say high value mutual services, which works very well. I'm in the coaching area, and I have a long corporate background. I keep looking into the corporate world as well. But I have a particular focus now on small businesses, business owner, and startups. Not just running the business, but also getting. There is a lot of focus and offers out there in terms of how to run a business and how to plan a business. But many people, they are in a situation where they think, I would like to run a business, but I don't know what. And I have some dreams, but I know that my dream might not be convertible into a business because it's my passion, but there is no market for it, or I need to tweak it until I can position myself to find a market for it. So you can imagine what my content creation is about.
To help them clarify their ideas.
Well, it's dually. When I use LinkedIn for bringing content out, I address it to the corporate world, particularly to HR, and I'm very disappointed the way HR has been going over the last 5 or 10 years, but also towards people who are starting a business or running a business, and they need strong support, and I would say a little bit unusual support with their mindset.
The mindset is the key in the end.
Yes,
yeah,
and I'm not
anything,
and I'm not a yoga teacher.
Yeah, you don't need to be. We don't need to be in general to know this. Yeah, to come up to this idea.
Yeah,
Okay.
Walter, can you touch your toes?
Yes, of course I can. Yeah.
Bending down.
Well, you see that I think I'm aware of time. But Peter Ustinov, when he was knighted, he got a letter saying he had to answer the question: is the incumbent able to kneel down in front of the Queen? And he said, yes, I could check this box, but there was a question missing: is he able to get up again?
Yeah, a yoga teacher said, well, actually I did a Pilates class, and the Pilates teacher said, how flexible are you? And I thought, I'll use some English humor here. So I said, well, I can come back next Tuesday. Okay.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Hey, Christina, I'll just say hello.
Hello, yeah.
We have parallel backgrounds. I come from big companies. I worked for the Coca-Cola company for 10 years, and then worked for a multinational called Newell Brands, which owned the Rubbermaid brand and the Sharpie brand and the Calphalon brand, and did that for 3 years. And then then after that, I launched my own branding consultancy. I really focus on brand expansion, extension, and licensing. But with COVID and everything else, I really have focused on personal branding also, because knowing that this is a real critical need. So everything you've said resonates completely with me. And yeah, I'd love to have a conversation with you. I'm sure we have a lot of things that we could share in common, and wish you much success, especially launching your website. And yeah, I think you're fulfilling an important need. And I'm trying to do the same wherever it's found.
It's great. Yeah, it's great to meet you as well. And yeah, I believe we have work to do right here in this field.
Oh yeah,
I have this feeling that we do.
I say everyone's a brand. They just need to start acting like it. Yeah. So yes.
I mean, you could see if everyone branded themselves, so Pete's in red and you're in red, and then if you all had a background image like Pete's with your own brand, then you could see straight away kind of the people, their brand, and everything else. It definitely helps. So anyway,
yeah, that's for sure. And anyhow, this field is so complex. Yeah. So you can speak about content here on one side. You can speak of this identity that you have online in all the platforms, which is the static one. And then you speak also of the design, the graphic design. For example, I'm not doing graphic design. I'm more focused on the content part and the creative strategy behind.
It's really defining why you do what you do and how you do it, and then defining your architecture and your positioning, and then take that to a designer who can make it come to life, right?
Yes, yeah, indeed, yeah. And this is also your part of your creativity, as a designer, to understand this. Yeah.
I'm not a designer, but I found a good one.
Okay, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah, within the team, you start networking with people. So, I mean, it starts with something like this to create that visibility in the first place. And then you start networking with other people. And then I never knew Pete before. And yet we do things together now. We do programs and we do lots of talks and events online for hundreds of people talking about kind of both of our things that we do because they're complementary. And then other things that we do with other people. I've never met Walter before, but we've got a good relationship. And 𝗙𝗘𝗔𝗧𝗨𝗥𝗘𝗗, I mean, I know him from many years ago when I worked with him, but he's seen another side to me that we never had before when we worked together because it's completely different. So all of this leads to kind of networking, and the more that you put in and help one another, the more you get out of it as well. I mean,
yes, I also believe, in the power of partnerships in general. Yeah.
I mean, I congratulate everybody that's actually come on this call, because you could easily not bother, and therefore you'll just be a name within EntNest. And we want you to be visible. And then when you're visible, to actually know what you do. So this is an opportunity to also to interact. That's why we encourage people to come on video, because just seeing a name is less interesting, and you don't get that emotional connection with someone when you just see a name. So hence the reason why this is important. But anyway, there's still 10 minutes or so to go. So Christina, have you got anything more that you want to ask the audience, or has the audience got any questions that they want to ask Christina? And
I would like to ask, actually. I mean, of course, not many people answered already what industries they are in. So if you'd like just to come up and continue with this, please do so. And also maybe add, what's your biggest struggle now, when it comes to online visibility? So the floor is yours.
Yeah, for sure, there are so many information, and it's getting overwhelming, at least for me. For instance, in your field, I will say that there are so many people I see that promote themselves as a brand designer, which I've seen that they don't have, for instance, the experience you have. So it seems that there are some competitors that are very young, without experience, that they just try to do what you are doing. I've seen similar, not exactly. So I think it's very important that people recognize what are the competence behind this kind of people that try to do branding online, because otherwise there are too many informations, and I try also myself to avoid, in particular in LinkedIn, there are so many people promoting, and then you see the CV and you realize that, I mean, if you just studied this theoretical and you want to tell me, then that's not gonna work. No, I want someone who had experience. So I'm sure, Christina, you did good experience. And the same Pet, I think is the correct name. So yeah, that's my comment on that. I hope it helps.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. It's also our part, right, to trim all that information and just to select the right one.
The problem is the first impact that someone might not trust, because there are so many information, and at least I've seen a lot of people trying to teach on persons or entrepreneur to do something in a certain way, or to guide, but in my experience, I've seen that too many information might lead to untrust of but when you go deeper and you really show to people that you know what you are doing, and then it's a different story. So that's the first impact. But this is a problem of internet. There are so many things going on that we don't know what is good or what is fake. That's the general problem.
Okay, good. Thank you.
I think I can add to that. So I mean, because COVID kind of triggered off a chain reaction of the way that we're not local anymore, we're international. And also the local communities maybe we used to serve, we can now serve an international and global community. And we've started to use the tools that have been around for many years. It's just been enhanced now and promoted a bit more. Like Zoom here. I mean, we have people from all over the world on these calls. Typically, we have Paul from, Paul here from India. We have also another Paul who's from Cape Town. And we've had people from Trinidad and Tobago, and we got Pete in the US, and people from all over. So we never had that before. So now we have that. It also promotes kind of your online reputation. So when people go to check you out now, they're going to check you out and look at your online credibility. So I say there's 4 things that go together. First of all, if you want to be out there and you want people to know you, you need visibility. But then having visibility, once you're found, you need credibility. Otherwise people say, well, why would I work with that person? And then, but credibility alone is not enough. We talked about authenticity. So authenticity needs to come through. You don't say I'm authentic because saying it means you're not. I mean, you need to show it, in actually what you say and you do and how you act. And then the last thing is trust, because at the end of the day, we buy from people based on a gut feeling of trust. So that's what needs to be seen when people look at a profile, and when they look at your website, where they look at your content, when they look at whatever it is. So you've got to kind of bear that in mind. It's not just about pushing out content for the sake of content, because people will check and they'll look at you and you're leaving that digital footprint behind. So whether it's your personal branding, what does your personal branding say about you? How do you get that out? Does it look authentic? Is it a copycat? And there's too many people that do that. So, I mean, it's all about bringing that authenticity and letting people trust. And Walter, you raised your hand there.
Yes, just let me ask you, when it comes to, creating content or creating visibility or just creating whatever, basically what you want is you want to find the people who would like to work with you. And ideally, in an ideal world, even pay you at some stage. So, something that we always hear is you need to have an image or a persona or an avatar of your ideal client. Now, when I did this exercise, I found out I do not have one. I found I have at least 4. And what I did is I went I looked at the people I worked with or I have been working with, and just made a precise picture, what social background, what age, what profession, and said, well, okay, these 4 or 5 types of people are the types of people I would like to appeal to. So could you just describe who is or who are the people that are in your mind? Who is or are your ideal clients?
That's a question for whom?
For you.
For me. Okay, because you started to speak with James. So, yeah. So my ideal client, I can start here from scratch. It's not that they have a certain age, so they don't fit in a certain age group, but they need to be entrepreneurs or solopreneurs, especially solopreneurs, because that's what I want to work with. At the beginning, I understand, this role very well, and I want to be their guide, so they can have this clarity and this, let's say, personal branding burden, taken away from them, so they can focus on their work and they can grow their business to become businesses, to become entrepreneurs and so on, so not to be solopreneurs anymore. These are my clients, and it can be quite broad, it's true, but it regards those people, who know that their personal brand online is important for their business.
Okay. I mean, I know where Walter's coming from, before you actually go out targeting, because you could say it could be for anybody, but it's important to really fine tune it. I mean, you hear it in the industry called ideal client avatar. You hear it called many different names, but it's basically the person that you do business with. So what do they look like? Where do they hang out? How do I reach them? What message do I send to them? If they're going to be in certain groups, I need to be in those groups. And there's kind of tons of things to consider. And why would they work with you is then the next question. What makes you unique? Because I mean, like, as Tiziano said, I mean, there's an abundance of everything out there. Why would I work with that particular person? So what makes you unique? I mean, you're unique in your own right anyway, because you're the only you. It's how you bring that uniqueness out and make it different, that it's not the same as someone else. Otherwise, I'll think, well, there's 10 of you doing the same thing. How can I choose? It also then looks at kind of social proof. When people give you a recommendation, a testimonial, and say that I've worked with you and why they worked with you and the results that they got from working with you. So lots and lots of things to consider, which is a great topic for maybe another day.
Can I just comment really briefly, James? Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah,
I have
no
to
problem.
jump to another call in like a minute, so that's why I just wanted to comment really quickly, and to build upon what you were saying and also what Tiziano was saying earlier, that it's so important to build that trust and credibility, and everything is moving online. But on the other hand, when we are online, we're just bombarded with information from everywhere, so it's a lot harder to build that credibility and trust. I just wanted to say that I think sessions like these are so important because of this problem. I mean, now you get the chance to really tell about what you do and why you do. And at least for me, that immediately builds up a lot more trust and credibility. So yeah, I just wanted to thank James for organizing these sessions and giving us this chance to connect in a more authentic, personal way in this digital world of ours. And if you have any, if anyone on the call has any further ideas of other sessions like this that we could do, where we just bring people together to really connect and build that authenticity, then let me know or let James know, because I think these online networks of trust are really the way to move forward if we want to leverage the full potential of connecting with like-minded, awesome people. So just wanted to share that and encourage connecting online, but face-to-face sort of. I'm sorry, I'm a bad example because I don't have my camera on today, but usually I do once it's working.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank you, Ida.
Thank you, Ida, for that, because I mean that's part of the reason of EventNest as well. It's not just creating a community, it's how we interact with each other, and we want to build that sense of trust that by spotlighting someone on a call like this, now you know Christina, you can reach out to her, you know a little bit about her personally as well, which you don't normally see online. And you've asked her questions, you've interacted and a whole bunch of other things. So it makes it a warm connection now when you reach out. Now you're not just reaching out to her just for the sake of it. You might have something that you want to ask her. The same with all of us. So it just makes you more comfortable. Even if you just attend these, I know Tiziano now, right? I can reach out to him because he's been on this call. We might not have anything to do with each other, but at least the ice is broken by being on this call. The same with others. So that's the essence of doing this. But we've kind of.
Thank you so much. I need to go. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Ida.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Christiana, I also have another question for you. Don't you think that the brand should also be in relation with the human design of the person itself? I mean, it could be that you think, well, I think I can do this and that, and I'm fit for this kind of business. But if you start working with someone else, it might be that a totally other brand would fit the person far better. How do you think about this?
You mean brand or personal brand, to be completely different? Yeah.
Well, actually both. It could be, well, if you're working as a solo entrepreneur, your brand is your personal brand.
Yes, indeed.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, but then, yeah, because you're mentioning brand, yeah, so a brand can be a brand for any type of business, yeah, for a product business as well.
Yeah, I mean personal brand, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. You know the core structure of personal brands in general. So if your values, yeah, are there with you, yeah, and your vision and your mission are aligned, then that's your personal brand, and nobody can take it away from you.
Yeah.
So you need to be, you know, clear on these. And once you have them, of course, you can have many brand businesses.
Yeah, but it could be that you're not aware of it yourself.
And it's, that's why in those moments, it's good to work with somebody. So you become aware.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Anyway, we kind of reached the hour now, so we don't want to keep people any longer. And it's been a great insight into Christina and what you do. If people want to reach out to you, you mentioned that your website is near completion now, so it will be available. If you look at the link.
Indeed, yeah. And otherwise, you can also, of course, for the moment, reach out to me on LinkedIn or on Ant-Nest as well. And on Monday, my website will be up. So I will post it on Ant-Nest anyhow. Right. And on my LinkedIn profile, it will be.
So in the Ant-Nest notes, I mean, under the event, not in this chat, but in the event itself on Ant-Nest, you can put some details in there. You can let people know. I mean, they can click on your picture and they can connect to you as well. There's more information about you in Ant-Nest. They can reach out and connect to you on other social media. If you just make that available, then it's good for people to connect, and then they can follow up with you. If they want to follow up with you individually, then that's no problem. So any closing comments just before we wrap this up, Christina?
From my side, well, of course, as we are saying, if you know that your business needs your personal brand online, then it's good, just to come up at sessions like this, and just to reach out to people who can help you. And don't be afraid, to reach out, because very often I see this, people are afraid, to reach out to those people, thinking that they are not accessible, or it's something else there. And they try to do it by themselves, but this takes long time, and this takes longer, and this, of course, it can cost us. No, it costs us time, it costs us many things. So my encouragement is really to have courage to reach out to those people, who can help you.
Exactly. So with that, I thank everybody for attending again. The regulars, again, very much for your participation in this, because you've been regular all the way through. I encourage everyone to come and join, because there's always an interesting person. Sometimes I list it as a mystery guest if I haven't got the person confirmed yet. So then it leads to more excitement about who's it going to be and what kind of topic it's going to be. But I mean, if you want to be a featured guest, then reach out to me. I'd like to know more about you. Lisa, you've been very quiet, so I want to know more about you and what you do, and Dirk and others. I mean, without going through all the names, so it'd be good to feature you as well. It puts you on the spotlight. It helps you immensely through Ant-Nest, and it's great value. Now, I've got the kids knocking on the door now, so it's time for me to go. So I wish you all a wonderful weekend. Do join us next week. And this was our 22nd guest. So thank you very much, Christina, and have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you from my side as well. Really nice to meet you. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation, James. And thank you too. I'm super glad to get to know you, to connect with you. And let's hear each other soon. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
All the best.
Bye.
Bye.